Starting to see the shadows move across different parts of the track now. There we go. As the shadows are moving, off goes Supermini 2, our 13 to 16-year-old riders. Wow. This one's going to be too close to call. We're going to have to let the transponders do that. And it is Crockett Myers, he and Talon Hawkins side by side with Evan Ferry. So 3 Husqvarnas out there in the front right away. But it's the number 27, Crockett Myers, making it stick. He's making a break for it right now as he heads his way down into the 10 Commandments up around the high line. Gets a good clean drive, taking a good safe run at it. Tough to make it happen down there on the first lap from the inside. And Talon Hawkins looks like he's trying to put himself. Actually, that is Hawkins. Yeah, Hawkins is in the first position. So Myers sacrificing that whole shot position. Hawkins putting that outside line to good use and putting himself out front. So Hawkins out front, followed by Myers. Get a good look at the number 54 machine, Jaden Clough, working his way up through the pack. First time back through the beach here. Riders starting to spread themselves out just a little bit. Max Volan on his KTM looks like he's sitting in about the 4th position right now. Into the midsection of the track for the first time. Here they come. Yeah, that is the 71. That's Talon Hawkins out front. Clough able to put himself into that number 2 position. Looks like Max Volan now riding in the 3 spot, going to get official scoring as they come across. No, Max Volan making a pass down there in that corner. Looks like he puts himself into the 2nd position. And yeah, it's Jaden Clough on the 54, Max Volan on that number 2 KTM, Marcelo Leodorico in that number 3 ride, Evan Ferry on the 75 machine, Gavin Towers in that number 5 spot, Sage Lewis riding in the 6th position, Chase Prince it is in 7th, Maddox Jarvis in 8th, and Caden Braswell in the number 9 spot, while Bryce Shelley rides in 10th. Avery Long in 11th, Husqvarna mounted Gage Wilcox in the 12th spot, Talon Hawkins in that number 13 spot, Slade Barola in the 14th position, and Grayson Fair rounds out the top 15.
Followed our leader now down into the committed corner. To the inside he drops, and he's got Volan still right there on the rear wheel as only a couple of bike lengths separate those two. Starting to see some real estate open up, about 4 seconds or so. Back to the number 3 spot of Marcelo Leodorico, Evan Ferry, and Gavin Towers there. So here we go. Battle starting to heat up even more for Clough. Number 54 machine. I don't know, is it Clough or Clough? Either one. The 54 machine is railing out there right now, as is Volan now as he tries to go up and under on the inside. They're side by side. Inside goes the 54 machine, and here comes the number 2, Volan, trying to pull the trigger on the step up, and now over that Camelback tabletop. Here we go. It's not even that anymore. It's more of a downhill, a step down.
Clough really holding tough, man. Weathering a quick start.
A little steam.
A little bit of steam coming out of that 54 machine early. I hope that's not a loose radiator hose. Something along that line.
Yep, we're going to have to wait and see if that's going to cause any issues, but it is starting to get a little more prevailing as it gets stronger and stronger. So we may see an issue out of that 54 machine as this rolls on. Volan sees it as well. He's like a shark. He smells blood in the water, so he's going to try to take advantage of it. Back in the, we'll see if he can make this pass through the whole shot force, past the mechanics area now. And into the short chutes. To the inside goes Clough. To the outside goes the number 2 of Volan. Volan got the inside line coming into the second part of the short chutes, and he's got the lead.
I'm just speculating, Rodney, but I believe that number 54 machine may be getting down on power right now, bud.
Yeah, I can believe that. We're starting to. Yeah,
it's about to expire.
Yeah, and you can tell he's not pushing as hard as he was. He can't push as hard as he was. That's hard as he's pushing the bike as hard as it will take it, I guess, at this point. But at the same time, might not be a bad idea to maybe lay back and see how far. A top 10 here would maybe not put you in position for the championship, but it would certainly help out a little bit.
Into the infield he went right there. That's a heartbreaker. Obviously, as they came out of or they were headed to the Cometic corner, obviously the bike was down on power. It was just too easy for Volan to come in there and just pull away like it didn't exist. And that's a heartbreaker because he had a great ride going on.
Well, 5-second plus lead now over the number 2 ride of Marcelo Leo DeRico and Gavin the Terrible Towers. I love it, Gavin the Terrible.
You know what? That guy, he's a bulldog, man. I love that guy. I've watched him since he was just a little kid. And to me, dude, that's a till of the hunt out there. He takes no prisoners, dude. He brings it, man. He's going to bust through there. There's nothing really smooth about Gavin these days. He blasts through the corners. He blasts through the whoops and that kind of thing, and really uses his muscle and his fitness to make it happen.
Is that him up to second place now, as we just saw the wave of riders checking in? We see Max Volan is in. Now the second place ride is rolling past the finish line. It's Leo DeRico and Gavin the Terrible Towers in the number 3 spot. Chase Prince in 4th. Caden Braswell in 5th. Bryce Shelley in 6th. Evan Ferry in the number 7 spot. Maddox Jarvis is running 8th aboard the 77. Talon Hawkins now the 71 and 9th. And Sage Lewis rounds out the top 10 aboard the 21. Gage Wilcox, Avery Long, Dakota Aldrich, Noah Stevens, and Kyle Smith round out your top 15.
Yeah, business is starting to pick up there in the top 3 or 4 positions. All these guys very, very close. 200, 159, 201, 159. So there's going to be some action coming there. And when you physically look at it on the track, Rodney,
I think Gavin just may have made up a whole lot of time right there. The 43 machine of Marcelo Leo DeRico going wide out of the Cometic corner. He had a good drive going down the 10 Commandments, but at the same time, that gave Gavin, well, it looked like it did, at least for a moment, a little bit of a chance to reel in and get even a little closer, and I think at one point was. But somehow now the Leo DeRico has used that momentum and that drive to really open things up a little bit coming through that Storyland area.
Yeah, he did. He got a good drive. He was centered up on the bike, got a good bite, and sure enough, able to get a little bit of gap, but here comes Gavin the Terrible, dude. This guy's gone to the inside. As you can see, he'll take a bad line. That wasn't the best choice right there, but it was the clear line. It was the option. So here he goes outside right now. But I tell you, Leo DeRico really able to weather the storm right now. A lot of pressure, and he's feeling it.
Yes, he is, as we head into the Thor sweeper in front of the Polysport pond now, and here we go. Second place, actually third place, or first place coming by now. Max Volan, a 157.3. Uh-oh. Little mistake being made there.
Wow, could have been close. Could have been real bad, too, but Towers going way down into that deep rut. Made it work, but not able to make the pass, but avoided getting that thing hung up. I thought he was going to come to a stop.
Here we go behind the billboard now, out down by the Yamaha Mechanics area. Don't forget the Yamaha Mechanics dinner and team photo coming up tonight also, folks. And look at this, Towers is using a whole different line and a whole different part of this racetrack to try to find that speed and the quickness to be able to make that pass out there. It's not as easy as it looks, you know. It's easy. They say half the race or better or so is catching up to the rider. The other half is actually making a pass on a rider. Right now, Leo DeRico knows the lines that he wants to choose. He is solid in his points and marks, and he is hitting every one of them right now, which is giving Gavin Towers a fit in making that pass out there.
Yeah. Leo DeRico's obviously in the race line, but Gavin not afraid to experiment, not afraid to try. That's why I tell him the Terrible, dude. That guy will get out there in the rough and pin it. That guy will get in the deep stuff and pin it. And right now, that's what's going to be necessary. You're not going to be able to follow the guy in front of you in the main race line unless you're a lot faster and pick one spot. So you're going to have to find a way around.
So Volan still out front, but the battle for second is what we're watching right now. The 43, Marcelo Leo DeRico. Gavin Towers in the number 3 spot, less than a second off that rear wheel of the 43 machine. Caden Braswell about 3.6 seconds back and forth. Chase Prince now dropping to 5th, another 3.7 seconds back on board the 37. Then we see Bryce Shelley, Talon Hawkins. Evan Ferry is now 8th place. Maddox Jarvis in 9th, and Sage Lewis still rounds out your top 10.
Maddox Jarvis having fits back here with Evan Ferry right now. Those guys really locked into a battle about 1 second apart from Hawkins, Ferry, and Jarvis. Lewis just a little off the pace there, but look at that. Shelley, Hawkins, Ferry, and Jarvis all within about 2.5 seconds of each other.
Well, looks like we're about ready to see an attack. I think that Gavin Towers might have seen his line as he goes. Ooh, I thought he was going to try, and he has. He's gone. Ooh, I thought he had the setup on him. I thought he had him set up, but closing that line up, Marcelo Leo DeRico, and again he just shows him another wheel heading into Bell Hole Shot Forest. And now changing up his line, I believe both of these riders. Gavin Towers is definitely putting the pressure on now.
Yeah, but props to Leo DeRico. Knew that Gavin was coming. Changed his line that he's been using the entire moto to ride defensively. So look at this. Back at it. These guys.
Man, Leo DeRico has got a line coming on the outside out of that Cometic corner. Sometimes you can't, you have to really hit that rhythm right. Seen that earlier yesterday. If you don't hit it just right, it's not going to pay any dividends.
Right.
It's actually, you're going to lose big.
Right.
But if you hit it right, you make some major gains out there. And generally, the inside has been a little faster, but that's not been the case so far here today.
Notice what Towers is doing. Every time he gets behind Leo DeRico in the same line, he closes on him. Because that's the main line, that's the good line. But he's not able to just simply step out of that line and make a pass. So he has to find the place to do that. But every time he gets in, look, now we're right back on him again in the same, a little bit of a spin out by Towers, getting on that gas a little early, but gathers it up, keeps it on 2 wheels.
So Volan still out front, 10-second lead over the rest of the field. He slowed his pace down to a 150, well, now to a 157.9. He was in the 158 range. Here comes second and third, Marcelo Leo DeRico, Gavin the Terrible Towers. And the gap between those two says 0.5, said 0.4 last time. It's closer than that. It's a little larger than that.
Tomato.
Yeah, it's just kind of like within a second, basically, over the last 2 laps. These riders have not separated themselves, and Towers choosing a little different line coming out of the billboards this time. Doesn't appear to be nearly as aggressive trying to make a pass, but what he is doing is trying to position himself to set up a pass as we go into these short shoots. To the outside once again goes the 43 of Leo DeRico. Towers to the inside of that over the anthill, and that may have cost him a little bit.
Hey, Rodney, we got a special guest in the tower right now. We talked to a lot of people that absolutely love this game, and we talk to quality people all the time, and this dude is a quality guy. I've become friends with the last year and a half or so. This guy, owner of the Double W Ranch down in Jacksonville, one of my new favorite places. Junior, what's happening, buddy?
Just here trying to help out, helping these kids and all the adults and women stay safe.
Man, don't you have cattle down there that need you? Don't you have fences to trim, man? Don't you have stuff to be doing? And here you are up here hanging out with us, man, making sure that we have all our flagging under control and things are handled correct.
You know you're ate up with motocross when you spend your vacation at the races.
Hey, man, great event you had down there. I'm so pleased to be part of that thing, man. You were on point. Your facility is amazing. The competition was fantastic. The track was incredible. I cannot wait, man, to come back down and spend some time with you guys.
It was so exciting for us, and I'm so pleased that everybody liked the track. I've always doubted that track was national quality, and when they came off the track and the winners liked it, and I think the losers liked it too, so I'm happy. I'm very stoked.
Well, that's our man, Junior, from the Double W Ranch, hanging out with us. Junior, you stand up here, get cool for a little bit, man. I know you've been working hard. Let's watch this one together. We only got a few minutes left, buddy.
So 13 minutes, almost 14 minutes into this 20-minute moto, and Gavin Towers still not able to do anything with Leo DeRico as he has risen to the occasion every time in this battle for the third-place position. As we look at this, Max Volan, a 1-1. If he holds on to this win in Moto 2, Gavin Towers is looking at a 3-3, which puts him in second place as far as the overall championship is concerned. Caden Braswell looking at a 2-4, and he is third. Marcelo Leo DeRico finishing seventh in Moto number 1, and a 2 in this one puts him in fourth or so as far as the championship is concerned heading into the final moto. But more than anything, solidifies a lot better overall number as far as the championship finale is concerned. Forest Lane, please report to the MX Sports office trailer. Forest Lane, please report to the MX Sports office trailer. So Gavin Towers, now as we look back, starting to see a little bit of real estate open up. It looks like maybe, whoa, it's closing back up again. Last time I looked up, we saw about 2 seconds between those two riders, but that has once again closed right back up. Caden Braswell back on number 4 spot. Talon Hawkins is 5th. This is after 7 laps of racing. We should be seeing the 2-lap board come out right about now as Max Volan checks in with lap 8 complete in the 1:58.9. Talk about consistent lap times in that 1:57, 1:58 range. The entire moto so far has amassed a 15.7 second lead over Leo DeRico and Gavin the Terrible Towers, who doesn't appear he's going to be able to make any moves on Leo DeRico, but he's got 2 laps to try and make that happen. Another 3 seconds back there is the 22 of Caden Braswell. Lap traffic just ahead of that battle for second, and not sure if that's going to pay dividends for Braswell or not, but we'll have to wait and see. Megawatt 2-lap board is out. We're going to head on down to the podium and get ready to congratulate our Moto medal winners.
Well, Rodney, I tell you, I'm exhausted after watching this one. I feel like I've been on the track myself. This has been one of the greatest experiences right here. This has been a fantastic race to call. Like you said, 2-lap part. Oh, what in the world we got going on here? Holy cow. From one side of the commandments to the other, that number 43 machine. Holy cow. Yeah, Marcelo from one side to the other. Now, did Towers get by? Holy cow, he went from one side of the track, but never missed rhythm. I can tell you that. And I did think that Gavin snuck by, but I believe that's him right there. So 2 laps to go in this one. Be looking for the white flag. Man, Marcelo getting out of shape again right there. Pushing really hard, but just late into the race. A little bit of brain fade, maybe a little bit of fatigue, but doesn't look to be a flat tire. I thought maybe the way that bike was moving around, possible flat tire. Looks to be good on that front. Max Volan. Well, here we are, this one winding down. Max Volan doing an amazing job, 159.5. Fast lap was on lap number 2, a 157.3, and here we are on the final lap, a 159.5. A lot to be said about that kind of consistency and that kind of fitness when your fast lap is only a second and a half different than your last lap. So, all right, got a bunch of packages. I went down the list just a minute ago, got a bunch of packages at the shipping depot. Looks like the shipping depot is closed at the moment, but we have a bunch of people. Looks like we have 1 or 2 new names added to this one. So after the podium, we'll go back down that list again. Coming up next is going to be, let's see, race number 20. Race number 20 is going to be our 250C Junior 12 to 17 Limited. 250C Junior 12 to 17 Limited. And staging behind them, race number 21, our 450B Limited. So a lot of racing left to go today, folks, and moving into our third motos. Let's see, moving into our third motos tomorrow morning. Going to start handing out the big hardware, Junior. Going to be fun, buddy.
That'll be a great day. I tell you what, a lot of these kids are going to be excited. It's nice to see them so tight. There's a ton of them that are, tomorrow's the day. They got to do it tomorrow. They're going to lose the championship or win the championship.
You better believe it. Just what it's all boiling down to, my man. So starting, let's see, what time tomorrow? About 10 o'clock. Going to move into those third motos, I believe. Yeah, about 10 o'clock. And from there on through Saturday afternoon, it's all about the championship, my man. And forget that moto win. We're talking about the championship now. And a lot of consistency. Max Volan, we see very consistent. Even throttling back, still within 2 to 3 seconds of his fastest lap on his final lap of the race. Marcelo Leo Dorico really putting in an amazing race. Him and Gavin the Terrible still separated by about a second and a half. Take a look at this. Second and third place coming through right now. 1.4 seconds separating these kids, Junior, after 20 minutes of racing. And I know at least half a dozen wheel showings and, over revs and that kind of thing. So absolutely incredible. 1.4 seconds separating the second part of our podium. That's exactly. Say that again, Junior.
That just shows you the best in the country is right here, right now.
You better believe it, right here, right now. And that is exactly what it is. Going to be making our way down to the podium here in just a minute. Max Volan, man, oh man, you talk about smooth. That guy looked like butter out there. Able to really find some alternate lines. I'm not going to say where, but he had some really good lines that were saving him some time and some energy. See, we got Max's number 2 machine up there on the podium right now. Can't wait to hear about his race because I tell you, he had it figured out there.
Good looking bike too. Kid's clean, kid's ready to go.
I tell you, you take a look at that. That is a nice graphics kit. You can read everything nice and legible. Doesn't look like a chrome bumper off a Buick or a paintball battle. So I like it. So what, you and I are going to give him a medal for the graphics. So. All right, buddy. Thank you much.
Hey, down here on the podium now as we get set to celebrate this Super Mini, I believe, is it 2 here we got going on? Yeah, the Super Mini 2, 13 to 16-year-old class. What a great show we had put on. Of course, Maximus Volan taking the Moto win here. Put your hands together as he grabs up the gold, folks. Maximus, wow. Great show out there for you. Get out there, get as good a start as possible, work to the front of the pack, and take the checkers. That's kind of the plan, huh?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I had first pick, and, man, everyone's going down to that inside, but there's a big risk of getting pinched off and definitely tangling bars and go down. So I went 3 inside the box. It was a pretty good rut. And, man, it's a good starting place because you get a good, almost guaranteed, if you get a good jump, you can really manage the first corner. So that was my goal, my main plan, and I went out there and executed it perfectly. Let those dudes get the first lap jitters out of them. One of the riders ended up going down that first lap. So just be patient and made my passes.
Well, there you go, man. Put you right up here on the box in command of a championship out here. It's got to make you feel pretty good and pretty happy to say thanks to those that helped get you up here. Oh,
yeah, I would love to thank KTM Orange Brigade, Trolley Design, Scott Goggles, Red Bull, my dad, my grandpa, Dunlap, FMF at Sherby's, Guts Seats, Motion Pro, Hope, Nathan Ramsey, my dad, my grandpa, my mechanic TJ, my uncle, my sister, and Pronto Real Estate, John Moore, everyone else. Thank you.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Maximus Volan taking the win here in the Super Mini 2 class and getting himself a gold as well as we go over here to our second place finish and bring him up on the podium here. Talking about the 45, I believe it was Marcelo Leo Dorico. He is the rider we're looking for up here. So come on up here, Marcelo. I know it's hot out there. Getting him a cold drink. Is Marcelo coming? Yeah, here he comes. Wow, Marcelo, for second place, man, you really had to work for that one. That one was not an easy task. That's for doggone sure. Tell me a little bit about that battle you had going on out there.
The race was good. I got a good start. I was pushing the whole race. I almost crashed on the last 2 laps. But it was good. I got second. I'm happy, and it was good.
Awesome. Who do you want to say thanks to?
EBR, Asahi, Vitanat, 100%, Asteris, Bill's Pipes, 7, and everyone else that I forgot. Thank you so much.
There you go. He's second place. Marcelo Leo Dorico taking home the silver here in Moto number 2 and setting himself up well for the championship as well. And of course, as we go here to the third place position, as Megawatt calls him, Gavin the Terrible Towers taking that third place position and the bronze. And of course, the Terrible being a very respectable comment, meaning that he is a madman on the track and thrashes it out there, no doubt. And with that. And I kind of liken it to the terrible town of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, too, as he's out of that area. So how you like that? You like being called Gavin the Terrible Man?
No.
You don't like that? Well, we're going to have to talk with Megawatt about that and see if we can maybe fix that. But there's a lot of respect in that name. There's no doubt about it. But a lot of respect in what we just saw out there a few moments ago in that battle for second place. You come up just a little bit short. But, man, you were there. You kept showing that wheel, and you did not give up.
Yeah, it was a great ride. Got off to a great hole shot because it was Dunlop tires and TLR Performance, Tamer. And just found my way into the third and then just kind of rode my own race. Tried to get a second, but I mean, everybody's riding really good.
Yeah, everybody is riding good, and that's why we're all here at Loretta Lynn's trying to go for that national championship, and you got a lot of folks that are standing behind you right now.
Yeah, for sure. My mom, my dad, my sister, Sydney, they all are behind me 100%. Real Deal and Kilgore Semix, we've been working hard. Dunlop Tires, 7, TLR Performance, Monster, Scott Goggles, Bell Helmets, Alpine Star Boots, Mobius, Mika Metals, West Kane, Pro Circuit, PR2, my grandparents, just anybody else who forgot, thank you so much.
All righty, there he is, bronze medal winner Gavin Towers here in the Mini Senior 2 13 to 16 class. And one more order of business here is we've got a $100 hole shot award to hand out to Crockett Myers. And Crockett getting off to a great start there today. We'll see what happened and how he put himself in his early lead position as he makes his way up here to the podium at Loretta Lynn's. Crockett, congratulations to you, buddy. Hole shot award and picking up $100 extra there towards Bell. And with that, that's a good feeling, man. And hole shots always mean good things, but I'm sure you had your hands full after that.
Yeah, my ABR motor was getting off to a great start, and my Dunlop tires hooked out great, and just ended up making a mistake in the sweeper over there and went down, and just got up and charged back as far as I could, but all in all, it was a pretty good moto.
There you go, buddy. Who do you want to say thanks to?
The Lord Jesus Christ would keep me safe, my mom, my dad, ABR Motors, Rhino Power, Answer, Randy Valade, Bell Helmets, Rob Fox, Jeff Cernix, Alpine Star, Asterix, Ethica, Nihilo Concepts, and everybody that supports me. Thank you so much.
All righty, there you go. He's taking home the Bell Helmets Hole Shot Award. Crockett Myers here in Moto number 2 of the Super Mini 2 as we head on up once again and out on the track as we got more great racing coming right straight at us, Megawatt.
Right on. Thanks a lot, Rodney. Incredible race down there. Coming up next, 450B Limited race number 20. I'm sorry, 250C Junior coming up next. 250C Junior race number 20. Taking the win in that first moto, it was Joe Desmond. Second place, it was Cameron Harrison. The third ride, I believe. Let's see, third place.